The sun's out and I'm so excited. I'm doing this outside today because the sun has come out. We're finally going to get some decent weather where we can do some stuff outside. But before I start cleaning up around here, we had another windstorm, so there's branches everywhere. Before I do that, I just want to talk about a little bit about what kind of equipment we use to make our videos. What equipment do we use to make our videos? Right now I'm recording on the Canon. It is an EOS Rebel T7i, and this is just the stock lens that it came with. It's 18 to 55 millimeters, and then I have another lens that goes a little bit further. We'll talk about that in a minute. This is the camera that I do most of our filming on, and I'm most comfortable with it. Even though, when I'm using the monopod, the arm gets a little tired. But that's okay. I find I get the best quality out of this one, and plus we've done pictures with it. I've had some really amazing pictures that I've managed to grab. I've had the pictures where we set the timer and I have to run and jump into the into the shot. And I've learned a lot about doing that too, as far as placing of the camera and that sort of thing. A little bit more about what equipment we use. So right now I'm recording on the Canon and I'm using the monopod. We also have the tripod, which I had one before and didn't think I was going to be using it when we moved out, and then discovered I wanted it again. Brent found this one on either Facebook or whatever, and it's very similar to the one I had before. Maybe a little bit more fancy. So that's that. So I'll be switching out to that in a few minutes. And then I can use my hands to talk. The other cameras that we have are our GoPro. And we just bought a new toy, which we alluded to in one of our previous videos a couple weeks ago. We'll get to that. I'm going to put this on the tripod so I have my hands free and I can chat. Just standing here in the shade because it's too bright out in the sun and I just wash out. I made that mistake last week when we were filming, and I looked at the video footage and I'm like, oh dear. Don't stand in front of the white trailer with the sun shining with this hit color hair and a light color jacket on. So things that I've learned. Oh, first off, let's talk about the equipment, and then we can talk about some of the things I've learned along the way. I've never taken a course on photography or filming or any of that. I've watched some videos, I've read some books, but most of the part I've kind of been winging it and learning along the way. Learning from my mistakes, playing with the little dials, seeing what the differences in the pictures are, seeing what the differences in video is, and going from there. So I did learn that if I'm videoing, the camera needs to be on auto. Taking pictures, I can change it around a little bit, but definitely the camera needs to be on auto. All right, and I'm just seeing a glare on my face. It's shining off the pickup. So, the other piece of equipment I use other than the Canon has been my trusty little GoPro. So this is a GoPro Hero 7 silver. And I went with the silver because the black was, I think, like $100 more, and I didn't want to go with the bottom of the line because I was like, I just wanted to go somewhere in the middle. So at that time they had the 3 options, and I stuck our little floaty thing on it. We put the other stand on the the new GoPro. The GoPro's been great. The thing I find though, because it's got this case, it's always been hard to take off. It's got the case that it lives in, so the case protects it from moisture and stuff like that. And this one, I'm pretty sure that you need to have the protective case to take it underwater, so I've never done that. Well, the speaker's on the bottom, and for the most part, when it sits inside of here, it's under there. So sometimes it feels like you have to yell, you know, when you're using it, and that's great. And I can fiddle with it on when I'm editing the video, and I can turn the volume up a little bit where I need to, where sometimes one of us is too far away from the camera and we don't speak loud enough. It's been a great little tool. It's been a great little learning tool. We've done lots of time lapse with it when we're driving, you know, doing walks. It's just been really great that way. Next up, the toy that I bought last year was my new lens. I was going for a wide angle, hoping to get a wide angle zoom, and then I got put onto this one, which is a 55 to 250 millimeter. And I can literally stand from where we are, well, I have to get out from under the trees, and see the trees, like see the shape of the trees. It's not just green, I can see that they are actually trees when I'm going towards the mountains, which are covered in cloud today. So I've got some really great shots of this in Jasper last year, and it's just, I really like it. With this, that we call it the big lens, is it's not a good idea to do videoing with it. It's great for pictures. Videoing, there's just too much shake. So bad idea for videoing. Yeah, I learned that. I saw some of the video footage and it's just like, no, can't do it. So that's this guy. Next up is our new toy. Da 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 da! It is a GoPro Hero 9 Black, and I ordered it through GoPro right on their website. I keep getting emails, and they were offering all these great deals. With US funds that we paid for it, so here in Canada that's a bit of a difference. The speaker on this puppy is right on the front. It is waterproof. I've only just got it, and I've done a little tiny bit of videoing with it. It's got the screen, the screen on the front, so you can see when you're recording and doing your self-recording. You can see what's going on and make sure that you're in this square and not off to one side or something. So that's kind of neat. It does time out and it still records. I did a clip with my grandson the other day, and it was really cute. Here's that shot. Oh, did you see?
Oh, and show us what else happened. Oh, what do we got here? I know.
What's the screen still on? There's a screen on the front of this one.
Oh. Yeah, that's what he's looking at. What is that?
Careful.
Careful with it, boy.
Be gentle.
Be gentle with that, boy.
Shut off. It's still recording. That's okay. There, you got it. Touch the screen on the back. Bowen didn't know that by touching the screen, he was turning it back on. Now, I'm not sure if he touched the back of the screen or the front, so I'm gonna have to play with it still to find out, can you touch just the front, or can you does it have to be the back of the screen? I don't know yet, so I feel like it might be either screen, so I don't know what he did. He touched a screen and it turned back on, and he was pretty excited about that. The other thing I like about the new GoPro is this one, you have to take it out of the case, open up where is it? Open up the side and plug it in to charge it. This one has batteries. It came with an extra battery when I ordered it online that I can swap it out. And it also has a separate charger. So I'm pretty excited about this situation because I had a situation last year where I had the GoPro, instead of doing time lapse, I was just doing recording, and which eats up the battery really fast, and I was stuck. So some of the other recording I wanted to do with the GoPro backing into the government campsite or provincial park, I wanted to catch all that because it's different than parking here, right? Or a regular campsite. And anyways, I had to wing it. And like I say, sometimes with the Canon it's just a little too heavy and you can't set it down quick. And yeah, so that's the equipment we use. I'll show you a little bit more about that. So like I said, I'm recording right now on the Canon. So I've been using the Canon this whole time so I can show you the other pieces of equipment that we have recorded with. I'm gonna switch things out and then I'll do some recording with the new GoPro, and we'll see how that works. So we've discovered that the speaker on the new GoPro is really good. It picks up just as well as the Canon. And I'll tell you about one other piece of equipment that we want to get. Most of the time when you see us recording, I have this attached to the Canon. It kind of lives on there, except for when we're driving, because we discovered with our last monopod, it had a few more moving parts that it just causes too much stress on the body of the camera and here. So we detach it when we're driving, and I just use the Canon by hand. Sometimes creates a few problems too. It's easy enough to put this one on. So that's all my other equipment. I'll talk about the Canon and show you what that looks like and all the moving parts on it. Now once we got all this filming done, what do we do with it? How do we get it into the point where it is usable for YouTube? I went online and I tried to find the most economical, I mean, we don't have a lot of money to throw around right now, the most economical program to do editing, and I had no idea what I was doing at first. So I watched a lot of videos and I compared a lot of stuff, and the one that came to me and seemed the easiest and the simplest one to use was Filmora. And so far it's been great. We are on episode number 93, I think. Yeah, 93. And I've used Filmora the whole time. It again was a learning curve, and I had to play with a little bit, and it wasn't easy, but it wasn't hard. It just, if you have a few computer skills, you can do it. It's super usable, so it's very user friendly. Okay, I'm gonna switch out cameras and do this. So now I'm recording on the Hero 9, and I love how light it is, and I love that, you know, you can walk around, and with the GoPros you don't have to worry about the mounts and stuff like that. So my Canon, my trusty Canon, I bought it in 2018, so it's a couple of years old, and it became my new project. I had a little tiny camera that I was using, and it was fine. A little Olympic camera. So it's got the screen on the back, so you can review pictures. I find that the speaker on it is not super great, so if you're quickly trying to review your video footage, it is not awesome. So as I said, it can be used for pictures or video or whatever have you. So it's easy enough to change out the lenses on these. Changing out the lens, easy enough. Just push the button and twist. So, and then you want to put it down in a safe place. This one has a protective cover on it. So you're not going to be doing this on the beach. And if you are, make sure you have a towel or a clean surface to put down. Basically, you line up the white dot on the side and you give it a twist. And there you are. I've switched out my lenses. Like I said, this lens is great for doing distance pictures it's not so good for videoing. So that's what we're talking about today. This is my go-to lens. I've done a lot of pictures of my grandchildren and all sorts of other things. I very rarely use the strap. I keep it on it just in case. If I'm taking pictures while we're in the truck, I usually wrap my arm around it so I don't drop it or something like that. And what do I carry all this stuff in? The Canon pretty much lives in our hands or in the center console of the truck or on the table, just in case I need it. Idea pops in my head and I want to record it. So that's kind of where the Canon lives. What I've done is I've got this little organizer. So when we got the GoPro, I just wanted to place, and I put the battery charger. That's the one for the Canon. Here's the one for the GoPro, and I can even charge this. Well, either one I can charge in the truck because the truck has an electrical outlet in the truck. So if I'm finding my battery is low, then I just pull out the charger, pop out the thingies, you know, the technical term, and I can charge my battery for a little bit while the truck's running. So that's kind of nice. Then with the other GoPro, I can charge it along the way. I just whacked myself in the face. And you just have to take the cord, plug it into the side, and you can just sit it again in the console in the truck. I bought this case when I first got the camera, and it was great for the camera and all its little accessories. The book couldn't go in there when I had the camera in there, and over time, because the camera doesn't really spend any time living in there, it actually got changed out. So now the big lens lives in there, and when we're on the road, I take the charger out of my little holder that I have in the cupboard, and it goes in there too. So it's easy access for that. So I just discovered it's only the back screen that makes the screen come back on again. So it's not the front screen, it's the back screen, and you just have to very gently tap it. I'm going to pause here and regroup and reorganize and switch back over to the Canon. Just want to talk a little bit more about these GoPros. I have the Hero 7 Silver and I have a Hero 9 Black, which I'm really excited about. Hero 7 is attached to this yellow doohickey. Very basic, very simple to operate, and it's been awesome for us. Apparently I need to charge it. It's been a great learning tool. So now I'm glad I've gone to the Hero 9. And the only thing with it, and I have to spend a little more time working with this, it's got some more options that I didn't know about. It's got the dashboard, and I really need to finish watching the video on it. There was a video on this, and I just ran out of time. So that's a priority before we head out on any adventures this summer, is to learn all the little tricks of this new little option. Oh, and the other thing with the GoPro, when I ordered it through GoPro, let's put that in there so we don't lose it, is it came with its own little carry case. So it's got its own little case here. It says GoPro, oops. It says GoPro right on it. And it actually fits both cameras. So that's kind of a handy little tool, just someplace to put them while we're driving. Although, speaking of which, they typically, what's happened with the GoPro in the past, it's nice and warm in the truck, is we've had it hooked up here. I want to, now that we have two, I think it would be fun to put some mounts on the mirrors, just on the bottom of the mirror, so that we can film our backing in process and stuff like that a little more simply. And I just haven't figured out where to put them on the truck. So we'll have to see how that works. And we're not sure about, I've seen some video footage of people like videoing their trailer and, you know, have the camera pointing backwards. I'm just not sure I want to put my camera outside while we're flying down the freeway somewhere. So we might play a little bit on the cautious side and do a little bit of that little by little. The filming process has been a little bit of a learning curve, and I hope that shows you a little bit about what we've been doing and what equipment we use. Very simple, not a ton of money. The most expensive item was the Canon, and it actually had a little accident where it landed on the filter. So we can't change out the filter on this lens because it's bent. We might have to, I don't want to test it. So I'm pretty pleased with the equipment we have so far. The next purchase is going to be a fuzzy mic, because we've had some video footage, which I'm sure you have heard, where we're outside, it's a little bit windy, and you can't hear a thing we're saying because the wind is just whistling past the speaker. So that's going to be our next purchase, is a fuzzy mic. I've done some looking into it. I haven't really decided which one I want. Last thing I want to talk about is one other piece of equipment that we sometimes use is our good old phone. I got a crazy case on it, so it makes it hard to use. I have a Samsung A5. It's not top of the line. I'm due to renew my phone, and I'll look into maybe getting something slightly different, maybe with a better camera on it. I'm just not super good at using this. I've done some pictures, but I usually end up filming this way instead of that way, and so you end up with the long skinny piece, and I don't like it. That is something else that we use from time to time to do a little bit of filming. So I'm gonna put my sunglasses on because the sun's decided to come and stay out with us. I need new sunglasses too. So now that spring is here, I lost my last pair. I have no idea where I left them. Well, that's all I wanted to talk about this week. Brent will join me again next week. He doesn't use the cameras as much as I do, so he didn't have a lot of input on that one. Remember to subscribe. Give us a thumbs up if you like it, what you see. And don't forget to hit that bell for notifications. Bye for now. I can stand from where we are. I'm just going to pause this and change the angle a little bit. And so that was all I wanted to talk about this week. Brent will join me again next week. And I'm just going to ask you to remember to subscribe. Don't forget to hit that button. Let's start that again. So that's all I wanted to talk to you about this week. Brent will join me again next week when we are talking about, I don't remember. Yeah, okay, let's start that again. Last one.